Hey
See, focus is
everyone.
already turned on.
Welcome to another edition of Jasmine Live with Fear No Video. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jasmine Bryant. I am a video coach and I help network marketers, other coaches, entrepreneurs, business owners, anyone who is trying to sell something to get over their fear of being on camera so they can become visible and make more money. And I have been in TV for well over 3 decades. That is a very long time. And in my 3 decades of television, I have helped hundreds of people become more comfortable on camera and help them to craft a really good story. And I'm doing that for you. It's so great. I love it so much. And I love seeing all of the success that you guys have when you put in the work and you do what you want to do and take the coaching. So I'm really excited that you're here. As you pop on, just say hi so that I know that you're here. Um, it's so I have a ladybug on my desk and I'm trying to keep things so I don't like smash it. Uh, it's the funniest thing. And today we're talking about video mistakes, common video mistakes, and how to avoid them. But first, just so that you know, if I look over, it's because of the ladybug. Um, you know, they're ladybugs that wherever I live, I end up getting ladybugs in my house and they just kind of congregate in a corner and I'm from what I read, so it's so they stay warm because it's cold outside in a lot of places. Even here in Florida, it's been kind of chilly. Um, thanks polar vortex or whatever, but it's been a little bit chilly here, so they've been inside, but they don't normally like hang out where I hang out. They just kind of stay hidden. And I don't like to kill them. I mean, I'm the girl who will spend a week chasing a fly out of the house. So I'm not going to kill a gaggle of ladybugs or whatever you call it, a gang. I don't know. But there's one that has been like at my desk for a week. Sometimes it crawls on my chair back here. Sometimes it crawls on the wires from my laptop. So I don't know. I kind of feel like it's like my grandmother, like the spirit of my grandmother hanging out with me because it went in the kitchen too. Last week when I was cooking, it was very bizarre. Um, so yeah. So if I look over and I look distracted, it's because there's a ladybug just kind of crawling on the wire where my microphone is. So I don't know. Do you guys get that? Like, do you ever get like ladybugs in your house in the winter or, anything weird happen like that? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to know if that's just me. So today we're talking about um, common video mistakes, how to avoid them, and what you do. Because, look, anybody can have a pitfall. And pitfalls that we have, especially if we don't know what we're doing, they can undermine our credibility. And even if we know what we're doing, it can still undermine your credibility. So you want to make sure that you are making the best presentation possible. So we'll talk about how, like, what some of the mistakes are that people make and how you can avoid making those mistakes. And one of the things that you get with me is the fact that I have been in TV for so long that I've seen all these mistakes. I've made these mistakes on camera and off, and I can help you course correct. So one of the and I'm looking at my notes as well. Most are in my head, but I want to be concise, and that's one of the things that's a common video mistake is being long-winded and all over the place. So I have my notes, so when I look down it's because I have my notes on my phone. Um and I because I want to make sure that you get the information. I don't want my distractedness to get in the way of you getting the information that you need so that way you can be the best that you can be on camera. Okay, sound good? All right. And again, whatever comments you have, any questions, just pop them in the chat. And if you are watching the replay, let me know. Just hey, put replay in the chat. Okay. So poor lighting is like the number one mistake that you can make with video. A viewer can forgive a lot of things, but they cannot forgive crappy lighting. I did a video showing crappy lighting and how to correct it. That video to this day is still my least performing video that I've ever put out anywhere, anytime, because of the crappy lighting. It was a tutorial on crappy lighting, but no one watched it. It was, I mean, I think there are 3 views and 2 of them are mine. So, and it's been out for like 6 months now. So that is disturbing and distressing. But it goes to show you that viewers want to see good lighting. And that doesn't mean that you have to spend thousands of dollars on, the best studio lights and all of that, or even hundreds of dollars. I literally right now, like I have my window here for some natural light. But if you notice, the window is next to me. I'm not sitting with it behind me because otherwise it'll wash me out. You won't see me at all. I have 3 lights in front of me and like to the side. So they make kind of like a U almost. And 2 are LED circle lights, and 1 is a ring light, a traditional ring light that you normally see. That one's behind my camera, and the other 2 are facing me and up a little bit. And you want to play around with how you place your lights, and it's going to change depending on where you are and the time of day and so many things. So you want to play around with it, or, you and I, we can chat about it and we can, figure out how to get your light situated so that way you look good when you're doing your videos. And it's going to change. If you're doing like a sit down video like this, your lighting is going to be different than if you're doing, something where you're standing, a little bit less formal. If you're outside, you want to avoid being in a shadow. So being in the shade, you don't want a shadow on you. Um, but you also want to be mindful of where the sun is. So a lot of things kind of go into that. And one of the things that I will tell you is that lighting is actually not my zone of genius. I'm a writer, a producer, an on-camera performer. I drag and pull all of your insecurities out so that way you can, be amazing on camera. But lighting is not my bailiwick. I can do it, but it's not the thing that I'm best at doing. And so, like I know enough to help you. I know enough to help myself. But honestly, if I need more than that, I hire someone to help me. And fortunately, I've worked in TV so long, I'm connected with some of the best lighting people in the business. And so when you work with me, you get that connection too. So that's pretty dope, right? Okay, but bad lighting can ruin a lot. It can ruin your video. It can ruin your lives. And you just want to make sure that it's going to help you and not hinder you. So the way to fix that is to get some ring lights, some LED lights, so a selfie light, whatever you want to get. You can get them from $10 to thousands of dollars. But I don't recommend you spend thousands of dollars. I don't recommend you spend hundreds of dollars. I think with the 3 lights that I have here, I probably spent about, I don't know, $150 because I wanted the LED lights so they didn't hurt my eyes. Because I'll batch content. We'll talk about batching in another video, but I batch content a lot, and I can't sit with the ring lights in front of my face for like hours at a time. I won't be able to see anymore. And that'll ruin a good video being completely blind. So you don't have to spend a ton. And also I travel with my lights. And so the ring lights, I'm afraid it'll crack in my suitcase. or in my backpack, and these LED lights I'm not so worried about. So you have to look into how you're using your lights to determine what you're going to get. But so just a little bit, you just want to minimize the shadows and make sure that your face is well lit. So that's lighting. Bad audio can also tank your videos. That is a very common mistake. So there's so many ways that you can fix bad audio. So number one is if you're doing a video like this, again, where you're seated and stationary, then you can get a microphone. This is my Blue Yeti mic. It's a professional mic and it works really well. It will, it catches my voice. You don't hear a lot of the ambient noise because it's pointed toward me. Oh, I almost got the ladybug. So you don't hear a bunch of ambient noise because it's pointed toward me. But you can also get a lapel mic. And in another video, if you can look on this page where I talk about tech, you'll see the microphone that I was using, and I'm testing out some others right now too. But the microphone is really going to help you because like I'm using my MacBook Air to do this live video. And the internal microphone on the MacBook Air is fine. It's decent. My web camera, which is, I think it's a Logitech, I forget the model, but it has a microphone. It's also decent. So you could still hear me. It's still going to sound fine, but it's not going to sound the best. So if you have a newer computer or a newer web camera, then the sound quality is going to be decent enough for you to do your videos, to do your lives. Your phone has a decent microphone on it. You know, if it's iPhone is down here, I don't know where it is on the Android. I'm sorry. I should learn more about Androids, to be quite honest. But if you are doing like a video outside, having a lapel mic is going to help because it gets noisy outside, depending on where you are. You could be, where there are people making noise, road noise, animal noise. With a lapel mic, it's closer to your face and it's not as far away as your phone might be if you're recording, like on a tripod or something. And it's just going to amplify your voice and pick you up and hopefully block out a lot of the sounds that you don't want in your video. Like I did a video with a mic I was testing and it didn't sound great. The music was too loud. And my voice wasn't loud enough to go over the music. So anyway, but if you can record in a quiet environment, but that's not always possible. And you don't always want that because if you are recording a video at a conference to help show, potential customers or clients, like a new product or to get them excited about, joining your company, joining your business, then you want, you want the people that are around you. You don't want to necessarily be in a quiet space because you want the excitement to build the FOMO. So you have to play around with that too. Oh, unsteady footage. Shaky videos can be distracting. So there are a couple of things that you can do to fix the shaky video. So one is to have a tripod. We call it using sticks, right? So you have your camera, you put it on the tripod, or you use your phone on a tripod. A lot of selfie sticks turn into tripods. And if you, I don't have one handy for you to see, but a tripod, for anyone who doesn't know, it's a stick with three legs, three legs, and it has what's called a shoe mount on the top where you can put your phone or your camera, and it's stable. And so a really good tripod will have a level so you can make sure that it's stable. But you can get a tripod for, $5, $10. Um, just don't try putting like your most expensive, heaviest camera on it because it's not going to hold for very long. But they are very useful because it allows you to go hands off and it's steady. Unless it's windy and it's a cheaply made tripod and it moves, it's steady. Now, when you are using a handheld, like like your selfie stick or whatever, then you might want to use something that's called a gimbal. And this is probably for a lot of people who are watching, the gimbal is probably, a ways away. But for those of you who are already kind of in that space, you're doing more videos regularly and you are investing in coaching and investing in more expensive equipment, then the gimbal is right up your alley. And it moves with you, which is great. And it's steady. So even though it's moving, it's steady. So I love using my gimbal. I'm still learning how to use it properly. But it's fun to learn. So those are just some quick ways that you can fix your unsteady situation. I mean, like if you're holding your phone like this and you're doing your video, then like if you're like me, talk with your hands, then this is going to move as you do, and so it does get a little unsteady, but it's not always distracting. So you'll have to use your best judgment depending on what you're doing. Long-windedness, we talked about that earlier, just a little bit. You want to be concise, you want to stay on topic. One of the ways you stay on topic, especially when you're doing a longer form video like this, then you want to have your notes, whether it's on your phone, it's written down, it's on your computer. I have the largest sticky notes on the planet. They're like 20 by 36 inches or whatever it is. And I'll put my outline on the sticky note and put it behind my camera. So that way I can still see my notes and I can talk to you without looking down, looking up, looking over, whatever. You just have to play around with it. Again, play around with it. There are also some apps. There's this one app. It's called BigVu, BIGVU. V is in Victor, U. And it works on your phone, works on your computer, and you can input your script. When you input your scripts into BigVu, it now becomes a teleprompter. A teleprompter is what you see news people read off of. So they're looking dead at the camera, right? But they're reading. And that is a skill. So, you can try it. And it's one of those things where you have to do it and do it so that you get better because you don't want to look like you're reading. So you just want to practice, basically, just practice. But when you have BigVu, like you can have it on your phone. And here I can show you guys what it looks like because I use it not often, but I do use it. So hold on. Oops. So that's the app, BigVu. And oops. So what happens is, it's still thinking. So the projects come up here. And so what you do with this, let's see if I can see my lights. All right. So these are some things that I've already done. And so you add your script. So you hit the little plus sign here and you add your script. Where is it? Down there, I think. But you add your script there. And then when it's ready, when you're ready to record, hold on. Well, let's see. Okay, so when you're ready to record, you would hit, so say you already had your script in here. So you would hit record. These are all the takes that I've done. These are all the takes that I've done, but for this one video, but you're words will scroll up on the screen, but you're still looking here at your camera, so it looks a lot more natural. Um, it's really great if you are batch producing content, which is what we kind of talked about, alluded to earlier, and that will be another video. So keep an eye out for the calendar for that. That'll be in March. But when you batch content, it's really helpful to keep you on track, because like I want my videos to be 60 seconds or less, right? When I'm batching. But I mean, I'm not going to have all of those scripts in my head if I'm doing, 15, 20 videos at a time. So I have them on the app there, so that way I have a script too, and I can keep it concise and keep on point. So that is long-windedness. Okay, ignoring your background. Backgrounds are so important and so key. You want your background to not be distracting. You want it to say something about you if possible. You want it to be uncluttered. You want it to be just don't have a janky background. Don't have a busy background. So like one of my plants right there, I think it needs some more sun. I don't know, because it's leaning toward the window. So it's driving me nuts just seeing that one piece of huge plant. But like I have these other plants behind me to add a little bit more interest, in the paintings and the painting and the photo there, because so your background can say things about you without you using your words. So with the disco ball, glitter and fun and excitement, because that's kind of my personality. The plants for calming, and also just for serenity, because that's also my personality. And then this picture here, which you can't really see what it is, but it's a shot of in Havana, and I absolutely adore it. I got it in Cuba from the artist who took the photo. And I was just at that place, like at that square where that photo was taken, just an hour ahead of, like an hour before I went to his shop. And I was like, I fell in love with it. So I bought it. And then this painting back here is one that I painted, but I love that it's calming because of the blues, and blue is one of my colors that I like. So I have that, and then I have a nice background. So you just have to kind of see what works for you. And it could just be a plain white wall. You don't have to have stuff. And just see how it looks, test it out. Do it, sit where you're going to sit, take pictures. And this works when you're doing Zooms for work or whatever. It just creates a little bit more interest and excitement. And it's a little bit better than just a plain white wall. But a plain white wall is far better than a pile of dirty laundry. Okay. Lack of engagement. So not interacting with your audience when you're doing a live, especially, is one of the worst things that you can do. I ask as you pop on to say, hey, where you're watching from, or I'll ask questions and things like that, or answer your questions, because you don't want your viewers to be passive. You want them to engage with you so that you can engage with them. Otherwise, you're just talking to yourself for, 25, 30 minutes, however long your live video is. So, we love to engage with the audience, and it also keeps them around. If they're having a conversation with you, they're a lot less likely just to, flick you off and move on. So again, as you pop on, just say, hey, where are you writing in from? Where are you, what questions you have. And that way it can really, really make a difference. And like the algorithms, and when I'm talking about the algorithms, we're talking about for Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, all those, they love to see engagement and interaction. And if people are watching, then they're going to send your video out to more people. if people interact, they're going to send that video out to more people. And that's how you become visible. That's how you end up with more reach and generating more leads and more sales and then getting more income. So the longer people hang out and watch your video, and the more they rewatch it, then the better it is for you and your engagement and so forth and so on. Okay, so ask questions, encourage comments, all the things that I've been doing throughout this video. That's what you want to do with your people when they pop on. And if you see their name, say their name. That is like the most beautiful sound to any person's ears. Is the sound of their own name. So if Jane pops on, say, "Hey Jane, welcome," and then keep it moving. And Jane will say, "Oh, she likes me," and then Jane will like you. And so, see, no, like, and trust. Skipping the editing process. And this is funny because this is our topic for next week is basic editing. And I'm sorry, I don't mean next week. We will not have a live next week. It'll be the week after next. But basic editing, which I was actually prepared to do today until I realized that that was not today's topic. But skipping the editing process. Now, when you're brand new, just starting out, you're not likely to edit anything. You're just getting on camera, and the thought of editing something is probably going to make you sick. So don't worry about that if you're not there yet. But it is something that you want to think about for down the road because you do want to start editing your videos. You can add special interest. You can, chop things that are messy. You can fix things that are messy. You can just tweak and twist so that way you have the best video possible. But skipping the editing process, like having like jump cuts and things like that, which I'm not a fan of, but disruptive marketing, disruptive videos are kind of in right now. So people like those. I don't like it. I do it, but I don't really like it. But you can cut out your mistakes, add music and things like that. Inconsistent posting. That is something that we talk about here all the time. Consistency is key. You don't want to just pop on when you need to sell something because then it becomes, "Hey, I'm Jasmine, come buy my stuff. I've offered you no value the rest of the year, but today I want you to buy my stuff." Right? Who wants that? Nobody. Nobody. You don't want that, right? So you want to keep adding value to your customers and potential customers every single day. And it can get a little exhausting to constantly churn out content. But one of the things that we work together on will be ways of getting content so you don't have to spend every single day posting. You can spend a couple of hours a month and get everything done for the month that you need. You have a calendar of when to post, what to post. And that way it helps to keep you engaged with your audience and the algorithms. As you churn out content, people watch, they look forward to it, they interact. Those interactions are what will help your posts be seen more. And when they're seen more, again, your reach is increasing. And when your reach increases, you are increasing your leads and generating more sales. So you want to be consistent. Consistency is key. You can't post once in a blue and expect to blow up on any social media. You have to be consistent and post every single day, really, every day, unless your engagement is through the roof and you only post once a week. But for most people, especially starting out, you're trying to get that organic traffic. And so you'll get the organic traffic by posting every day. CEO, SEO. I can't read. Forgetting about SEO. SEO stands for search engine optimization. And search engine optimization is, again, something that's a skill. It's not a skill that I necessarily I excel at doing, and most of us don't. There are people who charge a lot of money for fixing your SEO, and the reason is because most of us suck at it. But you want a good SEO because that's where Google and Bing and DuckDuckGo and all those other search engines, they crawl through your content to pull it out and put it on the search and on the search engine. So if someone is looking for, you know, custom made keyboards and you make custom made keyboards, then you're going to want like custom made keyboards as part of your SEO, and all these different other things that people would search for. So that way, when they're searching, you get indexed higher than if you didn't have good, proper SEO. So, you want to use relevant keywords in your title, in your description, and your tag. So, like your hashtags are important. And hashtags and SEO are not the same, but they kind of work in tandem. But your hashtags on your posts are very important because that's how people will search. So, like if you're searching for, um, you know, a business coach, you might search for hashtag business coach on Instagram to see who comes up. But now if it's something that's super obscure that you're tagging, like Farfignugan Meta or whatever, no one's going to search for that. And if they do, no one's going to search for that. But and it's not going to come up in any search, even if someone is looking for it, because who does that? So you have to be kind of mindful about your hashtags and your keywords, because people search for those hashtags, search for those keywords, and you'll come up in the search results with other people. And you'll also be, depending on the platform, you can also be suggested based on someone's search. But again, if your SEO isn't good, then Google and all the rest, they don't know to search for you. So you want to make sure to do that. And so neglecting the call to action, or the CTA, that is something so many of us do. And I say us because I put myself in that category, where sometimes you get so excited about the topic in which you're speaking that you forget the call to action at the end, or in the middle. I mean, I've had several calls to action throughout this video. If you've caught the calls to action, write them in the chat. I'm curious to see if you caught them. But your viewers, they want to be told what to do. They want to know where to go next. They want to know what to do. And so that's where the calls to action come into play, because we need a direction. People need a direction. And you can't just think, oh, well, of course they know that I want them to go to my website and look at my products. No, doesn't mean that they know that. They don't know that. So you have to tell them. So it's like, okay, so if you sell widgets, you say, hey, go to jasmineswidgets.com right now and look at the brand new products that are just out 5 minutes ago. So my call to action to you, right? My CTA is go to meetwithjasmine.com. Meetwithjasmine.com. It's on your screen, because we can have a chat. That's where my calendar lives. If you go to meetwithjasmine.com, then you can get on my calendar and we can talk about your goals, talk about how to make 2024 an amazing year for you, to make it a successful year for you, maybe your most successful. I mean, when people work with me, look, I have a 99% success rate, okay? 99% success rate. And that 1% didn't do the work. So I really shouldn't even count that person, but they didn't do the work and they didn't get results. But when you work with me and you put in the work, you get results. And by results, I mean people have enrollments in their network marketing company. They have become a best-selling author with a wait list for coaching clients. Their businesses blow up when you have a coach, when you're visible, when you actually put in the work. And so when you go to meetwithjasmine.com, then you can get on my calendar. We can chat for a bit, talk about your goals, talk about what it is that you need in order to be a successful version of who you want to be. Because I mean, if you want to be the same and do the same as you've always done, then don't do it. But if you want some changes, you want some results, then meetwithjasmine.com. Okay, so you end your videos with a clear call to action that tells your viewer where to go, whether you're leading them to a website, leading them to be on a call with you, leading them to a free product, an opt-in freebie, whatever it is, or to, stick around and watch the next video. Whatever your CTA is, make it clear. Don't assume that your viewer is just going to say, "Oh, yeah, I know what she's talking about. I'm just going to go ahead and do it." Because that's not a thing. That's not a thing. Think about how you take in information and how you process. And that will likely be most, if not all, of your potential customers. You're not just going to assume, "Oh, let me go check out our website and go buy myself some Farfanugan widgets." No. So have a clear call to action at the end. So just to really just run through the list quickly of the common video mistakes that people make and how to fix them. All right, you ready? Here we go. Number 1, poor lighting. Number 2, bad audio. Number 3, shaky footage. Number 4, being long-winded. Number 5, ignoring your background and making it janky. Number 6, not engaging with your audience when you're live. Number 7, not editing some videos that need to be edited. Number 8, inconsistent posting. You need to be consistent in order for people to find you. And number 9, forgetting about SEO, search engine optimization. Your videos need to have SEO all the time. If you don't know how to do it, again, most of us don't. If you don't know how to do it, hire someone to help you. And number 10, forgetting the CTA, the call to action. Your call to action today is to sign up to have a free call with me at meetwithjasmine.com. That is your CTA. You can also go to fearnovideo.com and check me out. Check out some guides, some videos, a whole bunch of things are there, and more comes every single day. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned some things. I hope that you can see maybe if you've created some videos, did you have any of these common video mistakes? If so, let me know in the chat. And I would love to support you in helping to twist those around and make them better. So have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Remember, there is no Facebook Live, Instagram Live, LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live, X Live. We have no lives next week. Unless by some miracle I actually pack my suitcase before 90 minutes ahead of my flight. If so, then I'll pop on with a surprise live. If not, I will see you the week after next. And I hope you have a great, fantastic day. And I will see you next time. Bye.